Walking around the entire perimeter of Singapore in 100 hours. Is it even possible? These last few kilometers have been honestly hell. Has anyone ever done it?
Fuck, I hate this.
Why would anyone subject themselves to such ridiculous torture? Because I like pain. And also, I've been thinking a lot about my content the last few days and how exactly I'm contributing to the greater good of society. Yeah, wow, so deep, Sushi. But seriously, like, what the fuck? I'm making fun of people for a living? Or maybe I'm just having a quarter-life crisis and I'm literally running away from all my responsibilities at work and DMs and requests, and all I need is a long walk to clear my head. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. The plan is simple, walk around the entire perimeter of Singapore in 100 hours. But I made some detours and highlighted some checkpoints that would be interesting landmarks for us to explore. I also booked hotels and accommodations all around Singapore to crash in, while I journeyed on this 150km hike around the country for 5 straight days. But wait, Sushi, it's me, your dumbass viewers. The map you showed doesn't exactly outline the entire perimeter of Singapore, you scammer. How could you lie to us like that, you son of a bitch? Hold on to your areolas. The reason it looks like this is because I added interesting destinations to my route, so it won't be just 15 minutes of me walking on tarmac. But I made sure that the distance is the same, if not more, than if I were to walk the entire perimeter of Singapore. Alright, back to the video. Day 1 was good. I made quick progress because I'm a fucking beast. I saw a bunch of kids playing in the park, and I also took a video of a random person sleeping. With legs full of vigor and balls bloated with testosterone, I marched forth, and before long I was at my very first checkpoint to have lunch. I ordered roasted pork rice, and I fucking hate it when the meat is just all full of fats. Now look at this shit. After a mediocre lunch, I had a chat with an old dude about cameras. He mentioned that he used to be a photographer out at sea, which was honestly pretty interesting, but then he started talking about super old camera brands that I've never heard of before, so I just nodded along and pretended that I knew them too. Then it was on to Jurong Lake Gardens, where I got to meet the fabled, mythical, wildly popular Lone Tree. Wow, it's the fabled Lone Tree. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. I thought it would be like damn huge. I was only 8 kilometers in and it was already 5 PM, so time was of the essence. Walking back and forth to take this shot, fucking wasting my goddamn time. I also found this coconut husk thingy, which was small and hairy, like a peanut, and I decided to adopt him as my son. I named him Henry. I took really good care of Henry and treated him like my own son. But soon after that, I was met with a huge obstacle. I realized my path was blocked and the only way out was to backtrack out of Jurong Lake Gardens, which will set me back 2 hours into my journey. There's no way I was gonna do that because I'm already way behind schedule, so fuck that. So after a few minutes of contemplation, this was what I did. I found a small drainage system that took me to the other side of the fence. As I went down into the tunnel, the hairs behind my neck stood up because I was not prepared for the putrid smell of mold and stale muddy water assailing my nostrils. I mean, just thinking about it makes me wanna... This was one stanky tunnel, just like the one in your mouth. Finally, I made it out of the tunnel.
Oh my god.
Thank goodness, because I've had enough of smelly tunnels. We're taking a quick break to thank the sponsor of today's video, ExpressVPN. Look, you need to protect yourself on the internet. When you're out frolicking around on the interweb, you are highly susceptible to people spying on you, like your internet service provider or that creepy stalker from Coffee Bean. I use ExpressVPN whenever I'm out in a public space where I have to connect to a public network for Wi-Fi, just to be safe, because I don't want my nudes, my video ideas to get stolen. ExpressVPN protects you by rerouting your network data through their encrypted server so that no one can see a thing. One of the things that I like to do with ExpressVPN is to actually use it to unblock certain content that is not available in Singapore. For example, Netflix shows. Say you want to watch Justice League, the movie, but oh shit, it's not available in Singapore. All I gotta do is connect to a server in Germany using ExpressVPN and bada bing bada boom, it's now available on Netflix. Yay! ExpressVPN also has a 30-day money-back guarantee in the case where you aren't fully satisfied, but I doubt that will happen because ExpressVPN is super easy to use and it's extremely convenient. So find out how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free by going to expressvpn.com/sneakysushi or by going to the link in the description. I'm at Turban Gardens. This place is amazing, man. It's really nice. It feels like an older part of Singapore. And then I also discovered this beautiful reservoir. I didn't even know this place existed. I have a little blister on my leg as well. I should have wore longer socks. Clearly, I am extremely prepared for this hike. This neighborhood was honestly one of my favorite places of the hike. Even the air smelled different. It was sweet and nostalgic. It smelled like my grandma patting my head with a bowl of iced gem biscuits. So that was nice. I then marched my way to West Coast Park, where I had an artery-clogging dinner at McDonald's. But unlike Henry, who was having a great time, I was suffering.
I'm at West Coast Road now. It's around 8:30 p.m. and holy fuck, my legs are already killing me.
I took another short break and limped my way to my first accommodation of the night. At this point, I was rethinking my decision about continuing this journey because it had only been one day and I already felt like a loser who barely made it. Like why? I don't even know why I'm even doing this fucking challenge. Why? What am I doing? I'm actually pretty fucking tired. I might just fall asleep like any time. I woke up on day 2 with legs screaming for more rest. They were not yet used to the long distance walking, so I had to force them to work for me like slaves. I then came into the presence of the Holy Infant Jesus, which I needed badly because I was about to enter the most haunted estate in Singapore. I'm not even kidding, this estate is purportedly haunted. Alright, I'm at One Spooner Road now, arguably the most haunted estate in Singapore. This place is really old. Even the letterboxes are like the old kind, you know? Let's hope there's no extra things in the footages that I shoot here. I continued walking and I knew I was getting closer to the city because I started seeing a lot of people in yoga pants. Like, is that the official dress code for women in the CBD area? But hey, I'm not complaining, man. I also found pubic hair in my shoe. You naughty boy, how did you get in there? And I also found a really cool car. So far feeling okay. I've been making a lot of stops and rests and I've been taking my time walking through here because there's just so much to see. And by that, I mean the scenery is very nice, not anything activewear related. Shut the fuck up. I then got cyberbullied on Instagram by one of you guys for apparently looking like a tourist, which I honestly didn't get because obviously I look sexy as hell. I continued my walk through Gardens by the Bay, saw some hairy balls, and then I reached Marina Barrage. I gotta stretch those glutes, you know, stretch those thigh muscles. Oh yeah. I did more walking, my legs were starting to hurt a little bit, but I had to press on, and before I know it, I was at East Coast Park. Just reached East Coast Park. It's gonna be a long-ass stretch of road till my next checkpoint. And a long-ass road it was. Halfway along, I met this uncle who could probably steal your girlfriend, but she's not the only one getting wet in this trip. It started pouring, like really badly, but I mean it was just rain, so how bad can it be? So I decided to continue my hike in the storm, and it was the worst decision of the entire trip. Not only did the rain give me added weight to my already heavy backpack, my shoes were ruined and filled with rainwater. I also developed a bit of a rash on my inner thigh, probably from walking with pants soaked with rainwater. It was fucking horrible, but I didn't stop because like commitment, right? I was already soaked, so I might as well just keep walking towards my destination where I would have dinner. I'm as wet as a gold digger who just saw a Lamborghini. I'm drenched. I'm gonna have dinner now. It's about 6:11. Gonna treat myself to a nice hearty dinner at an overpriced cafe. For some reason, it was extremely difficult to get my ass off and continue walking after dinner. It's like my legs wanted to rest, but my mind was like, no, you little bitch, get up and walk. Alright, I'm here at Expo. Barely surviving. I haven't taken a shit the whole day. I need to pee. I ran out of water. These last few kilometers have been honestly hell. Felt like there was 1,000 needles puncturing the soles of my feet with every step I took. I can't wait to get into the hotel and just have a nice rest and sleep. I am now at Pasir Ris Town Park. Yeah, I remember I used to come here a lot when I was a kid. My dad used to come here fishing. There's a dead fish over there. And speaking of dead fish, my legs are dead. I think I pushed myself too hard last night during the final stretch. Like there's a sharp pain in the middle of my feet. It's like every step I take is so painful now. I have to rest like every 2 kilometers. We have to complete this no matter what. I mean, I've already started. Fuck off. Despite the tremendous pain shooting through the soles of my feet, I trudged on to complete my mission. The only thing pulling me through day 3 was listening to Joe Rogan talking about monkeys ripping human scalps off with a stoned out Mike Tyson. I also chanced upon Henry's relatives and I let them know that he's in very safe hands. I took another short break at Pasir Ris Beach. I'm a sucker for beaches. I also found Henry a new mom. But if I'm being honest, day 3 was extremely challenging for me. I mean, on the 3rd consecutive day of walking over 30 kilometers a day, my legs were beyond exhausted. I tried my best to focus on my surroundings and take in the scenery in a futile attempt to alleviate my pain. At least now I'm gonna be entering Coney Island. I mean, this place should be interesting, right?
There's nothing here. Hello? There's nothing here.
There was nothing there. Coney Island was a complete letdown. The only thing left to do was to keep walking and walking and walking. The only interesting thing I saw for the next few kilometers was my life flashing before my eyes because I was dying. Was this super tall wall at Timor Island.
The Singapore government is probably building a UFO or some shit in there. They probably have Lee Kuan Yew in an amniotic fluid tank trying to revive him. Look at it. Look how tall this barricade is. Do they have clones of Lee Kuan Yew just slaving away in there?
Day 3 was coming to an end and so was my sanity.
I hate this.
I forced myself to walk for the next few kilometers where I would end up at my family home to crash for the night.
I am in the ghettos of Singapore right now, Yishun. Long day ahead. Day 4. Let's fucking go.
Day 4 was, I can't even, day 4. I was running on an empty gas tank. Miraculously, I made it to Sembawang Hot Spring Park, which was my first checkpoint of day 4. I'd wanted to soak my feet in some hot spring water, but decided against it because, like what's the point? It's just hot water. I already have a water heater at home. Also, the weather was already blazing hot. If anything, I needed ice water instead of this goddamn hot spring water. Don't you have hot water at home too? Why are people coming here to cook their eggs? Does this water make my balls bigger?
Alright, we are at Kranji Reservoir now. That's Malaysia. Today has been a fucking roller coaster. The day started off painfully arduous. I can hear prayers going on over in Malaysia, if you guys can hear that. Okay, I better keep making some distance or the sun is gonna set. It'll be dark and scary because I'm heading towards Lim Chu Kang now. And we all know that's where all the cemeteries are. Wait, what? Where's Henry? I think I just lost Henry.
I had just lost Henry. My one and only Henry the Hairy Husk, if that's even what he is. But I was devastated. I had lost my soulmate. Henry was there with me through thick and thin, through the highs and lows of this entire trip. Looking through the footage, I realized I had left Henry at the beach in Pasir Ris. I felt like a fool. How could I have abandoned my compadre? But at least I've brought Henry on a journey of a lifetime to the other side of the country where hopefully he's happy with his new relatives. I'm gonna miss you, Henry. The sun went down quicker than a penis in a cold shower. It was dark and I still had a long way to go till I reached my accommodation for the night. Also, I was walking along one of the most haunted regions in Singapore. Not that I've ever seen a ghost or believe in them, but it didn't help that I had seen articles about Neo Tiew Road and had read about the fatal accidents that happened along this road. It was honestly quite scary and the sound of prayers coming from Malaysia kinda made it worse. And then I started running because I just wanted to get out of this road as soon as possible. But then a few kilometers in, I saw something that would make my face turn pale. It was the entrance to my accommodation. Now at first glance this place may look like a beautiful resort, but just like that girl you met on Tinder, a pretty face doesn't mean it does not have issues, and this place just gave me bad jujus the moment I set foot on it. The place was completely empty, and I asked the staff if this place was crowded on the weekends, but she said nobody ever comes here. It felt like I just entered a town that was run by a secret cult. I mean, this place is technically a small village located in a secluded part of the country. It had its own villas and ritual hall, I mean dining hall. I called it a night and went to bed with one eye open. You know, just in case someone stabs me in the middle of the night. It was the 5th and final day, and the finishing line was finally within my grasp. But little did I know that this day was going to be the most exhausting of them all. What lay ahead of me was the toughest stretch of road I've had to conquer this entire trip. It was a never-ending road of pure hell. But worst of them all,
I need to take a shit.
with the blaring sounds of industrial trucks bellowing past me, I marched my way down this highway to hell.
My god, this road doesn't end. Look at how far I've walked. I'm not faking this shit. It's all real. But anyway, it's the last day, so I'm feeling excited. I'm really done with this challenge. I'm really done with this shit.
Halfway through, I ran out of water to drink and began to spiral severely into dehydration, and I honestly felt like I was going to pass out.
I don't know if I can finish walking this stretch of road.
But I had to complete this journey. I had to. For Henry. Somewhere up there, I knew that Henry and I were looking at the same weird blimp. That he was cheering me on and I couldn't let him down. Giving up like a sad, sorry loser? No! This isn't how Henry would want to see me. I marched on slowly but surely, putting one foot in front of the other, and before I knew it, I had conquered the road of redemption, and my journey was coming to an end.
Nearing the finishing line. It's so close, I can taste it.
I then passed through the university that I dropped out of and flipped an internal middle finger at the old campus hostel I stayed at. If anything these 5 days taught me was to keep moving forward no matter how tough it gets. Eventually you'll reach your destination. It may not be what you expected, but at least you'll discover something about yourself. I hope you didn't die of cringe. But honestly, it was interesting to see all the sides of Singapore and I felt like a little tourist in my own city. Also, shout out to all my viewers whom I met along the way. I guess you guys made the walk a little more special. And that's the story of how I walked around the entire perimeter of Singapore in 100 hours. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys very soon. Subscribe if you miss Henry. Thank you for watching today's video, guys, and also a quick thank you to the sponsor of today's video, ExpressVPN. Click the link in the description to find out how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week ahead. Bye.